Welcome back to the Black Hills and Eastern Railroad, everybody. This particular episode kicks off a short series on the design and build of switch control panels here for my layout, the Black Hills and Eastern Railroad, this HO scale model railroad. We're focusing on this episode on the electronic layout and design of the switch panels. We're using open source tools for this layout and design. We're using Inkscape and GIMP, and these are both free tools that are available for Windows and Mac and probably other platforms as well, but those are the popular ones. You can go out and grab those, and this isn't exactly a paint by numbers type deal, but you get a pretty good idea for what I've done to put these together. Then we'll move on in subsequent episodes to mounting them and getting those tortoises wired up. Okay, so we're going to move up to Marshall, Minnesota now. We are in Inkscape, and I'm going to start a new file here and show you how we draw this panel from scratch. And I'll bring you the new window here across. There's a couple of things that I want to do right away. And I'm going to need my picture over here, I guess. And then, so I'm going to go to the file in the file menu and then the document properties item. I'm going to change to landscape, and then I can go ahead and close that. Now, over here in the tools at the left, I want a draw icon. Before I do that, before I draw any lines, I want to turn on, I want to go to the view menu and I want page grid so I can get a straight line across here. I'm going to be going to my, we want most of the way across here too, I think. Extend that just a little bit. Nope, I don't want to do that. We can lengthen it out after. So now once we get the, so we click on the line that we just drew and we can go to the stroke, fill and stroke menu and then the stroke style submenu. And we're going to turn this over to inches, the measurement, and then I'm probably going to do this many times here. I'm going to turn that to 2/10 of an inch, and I didn't want to do that. I just wanted 2/10 of an inch. Bump the keyboard there, and you notice how I get these arrows here. I can actually resize the line using that tool, and I can also place the item on the screen here as I wish. Now I'm going to draw another connector, and this one is going to be for my tracks that go sidings at Marshall, Minnesota. And again, I'm going to do that same thing in the stroke, fill and stroke. 2/10 of an inch, and I'm going to probably want to move that down just a little bit. To do that, I'm going to have to change back to my normal mouse pointer. And here we're going to have, I'm going to duplicate this line here. I'm going to do a Control C and a Control V, and then I can drop that back here again, and you'll see why I did that here after a minute. And now that I think about it, I want to bring this here over just a bit because I'm going to place a copy of that. Control C and Control V again. That's not unique to Inkscape for those of you that are maybe not familiar. I don't want to do that. Just wanted to shorten it up a bit here. And I'm going to put a short stub track there. Move that over slightly. And then I'm going to take another copy of this guy here and shorten that up for use at the end of that stub track. Looks decent enough. And then I want another track coming out. So the first siding track I'm going to shorten that one up as well and drag it over here. Probably shorten it up too much, huh? So now I can fix all my strokes now. Stroke style, and we've got it set to inches. I want 2/10 of an inch there. That's already 2/10 of an inch. 2/10 of an inch there, and 2/10 of an inch there. I'm thinking we might want to move this up just a little bit to give us some more room between those switches there. So I'm going to have to lengthen everything a little bit here. Still need to lop off 1/100th there. And that one looks like, yeah, we grew a little bit there. So stay at 2/10 of an inch. 209. 209 there. That probably is an act. Okay, so there's our Marshall, Minnesota yard. And we're going to zoom in just a little bit here just to make sure all these joints are reasonable. We don't have anything too far out of joint here. So, because once we export to GIMP, we'll want this pretty clean. Drop this down just a little bit, maybe. Looks decent enough. Actually, it doesn't. Okay, we can go on to export now. So over here on the right, there's an export tab, and I'm looking for, actually, and I want to save this first. So the file menu and save as. Save as to Inkscape, and we're going to do Marshall, Minnesota. And then we're going over to the export here. And we want that the same place as our, I'm just going to copy the path out of here from the Windows Explorer window. And I think I forgot something here, but let me check before I do that. Yeah, I need my DPI up at 300 before I do that export. That affects how big the graphic is going to appear and how high quality it is when we actually get to dropping it into GIMP for our final edits. And we want here PNG file in that GIMP folder. And there really isn't any magic to the two folders I've got. I'm just trying to keep organized a little bit. So that's our SVG side of things. In Inkscape, we'll drop this over into GIMP here in a little bit. So we're back here in GIMP now, and we're looking at the Island, Minnesota yard. So I've already got this drawn out, and I'm just using this graphic here to reuse it for the purposes of basically trying to preserve the look and feel from one panel to the other. And I'm going to go ahead and save this as Marshall, Minnesota, XCF. And then the first thing I'm going to do probably is get rid of the island. I'm going to get rid of the island graphic here behind here, the island track plan, and replace it with the Marshall track plan. I don't know whether that was a network hiccup or what exactly that was, but we'll go ahead and we've got the text tool selected. We've already got saved as Marshall, Minnesota. And I have to find my elevation there. Um, 1160, is that right? I guess maybe it is. That's crazy. Marshall's down behind the Buffalo Ridge Formation. It's east of the Buffalo Ridge Formation, and that would put it quite a ways down below where Island is. That's pretty cool to think of that. And I heard the story while I lived in Marshall that sometimes the Indians would say that the Buffalo Ridge protected that area from really bad storms because they'd kind of pass over the area. No idea whether that's actually true or not, but it's kind of a neat story. So then I'm looking to get rid of that island PNG, delete the layer, and then we're going to go ahead and bring in the Marshall, Minnesota PNG from Windows Explorer here. We exported that from Inkscape, if you remember correctly. And here's a problem. Here is a problem. We'll have to go back to fix this in Inkscape. Oh yeah, I didn't finish my fix my DPI before I exported. So I will do that export again and replace the graphic that I exported. And then we'll go back to GIMP and grab that out again. I'm going to get rid of this Marshall, delete that layer, and into GIMP again, hit F5. Maybe that's not necessary. Drag the Marshall, Minnesota PNG back into GIMP. There we go. That looks better. Then we'll select our move tool over at the left to get things straightened out here. I don't want that behind the Great Northern logo. And I don't really care about these texts because we will move those around anyway. Track 1. We're going to do this place this over here, and I'm going to create, we have a track 2? We do. I'll hit the eyeball on that again and get that placed back there. And then we want the mainline track down here at the bottom. And then the directions here, the Sioux City and Wilmer, those still apply, but they need to be repositioned. And I just realized I put a typo in Wilmer. Go back to my text tool here. And okay. So I'm going to make a copy of this little bit of text here. I can do duplicate layer and then grab the move tool. Select my text tool once again. Okay, so then we're going to want to make a copy of that guy. Duplicate the layer and then grab our move tool again. I think I better leave that up there. All these other ones were labeling, putting the label above the actual track. So that seems like that should do it. Save. And then we're ready to print. So I'll just give you an example of how I run through the print dialog here. I'm actually just sort of doing a test print to my black and white printer. When we're ready to actually go to real print, we'll print to the color printer over there in the other room. And your mileage will vary significantly based on what your printer setup is. Once that actually comes up here, makes me question, oh, it showed up on the other screen here. So we're going to go to preferences. Just knowing this from experience, I have to go all the way into the finishing tab and landscape orientation and OK there. And again, this will vary based on your printer and your printer setup, your page preferences and stuff on your computer. And then I'll hit print here and get a hard copy and just do a sanity check with my DPDTs to make sure everything lines up correctly. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you like the content here, smash that like button, subscribe for more, leave us a comment, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.